devil, also known as Satan, has been a formidable foe to Christians since the dawn of time. His primary objective is to lead humanity away from God and into darkness, and Christians, in particular, are his favorite targets. The question that begs to be answered is, why does the devil specifically target Christians in an attempt to make them satanic? To understand this, it's essential to delve into the nature of the devil's character, his motivations, and the tactics he employs to deceive and manipulate Christians. First and foremost, the devil is a fallen angel who was once part of God's heavenly host. However, due to his pride and arrogance, he rebelled against God, seeking to elevate himself above the Almighty. This rebellion led to his expulsion from heaven, and since then he has been driven by a deep-seated hatred for God and all that he represents. Christians, being followers of God, are naturally a thorn in the devil's side, and he sees them as a threat to his power and influence. The devil's primary goal is to lead Christians away from their faith and into the darkness of sin and rebellion. He achieves this by using various tactics, including deception, temptation, and manipulation. He often disguises himself as an angel of light, presenting himself as a benevolent being who has the best interests of humanity at heart. However, his true intentions are far from benevolent, and he seeks to use his cunning and guile to lead Christians astray. One of the primary reasons the devil targets Christians is to destroy their faith and undermine their relationship with God. By doing so, he hopes to render them ineffective in their witness and service to God. Christians are called to be salt and light in a world filled with darkness and decay, and the devil knows that if he can neutralize their impact, he can more easily achieve his goals of leading humanity away from God. Furthermore, by turning Christians into satanic followers, the devil can use them to promote his own agenda and values, which are diametrically opposed to those of God. The devil's tactics are often subtle and insidious, making it difficult for Christians to discern his presence and influence. He often uses the world's systems and values to lure Christians away from their faith, presenting them with tempting offers of power, wealth, and prestige. He also uses the media and popular culture to promote his values and ideology, often disguising them as harmless or even beneficial. For example, he may promote the idea that morality is relative, and that right and wrong are determined by individual preference rather than by God's standards. In addition to these tactics, the devil also uses fear, anxiety, and doubt to undermine the faith of Christians. He may whisper lies and half-truths into their ears, seeking to create uncertainty and confusion about God's character and intentions. He may also use physical and emotional affliction to test their faith and resolve, hoping to break their spirits and lead them into despair. Despite the devil's best efforts, however, Christians have the power to resist his tactics and overcome his influence. By putting on the armor of God, including the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness, and the shield of faith, Christians can protect themselves from the devil's attacks and emerge victorious. They can also use the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, to defend themselves against the devil's lies and deceptions. In conclusion, the devil targets Christians and attempts to make them satanic because he seeks to destroy their faith and undermine their relationship with God. By using deception, temptation, and manipulation, he hopes to lead them away from their faith and into the darkness of sin and rebellion. However, Christians have the power to resist his tactics and overcome his influence by putting on the armor of God and using the sword of the Spirit. By standing firm in their faith and trusting in God's power and protection, Christians can emerge victorious over the devil and his schemes and continue to be a light in a world filled with darkness.